Hello, everyone. This is Maureen, and welcome back to another day of learning how to pray ourselves through the darkness. Now, today's devotional is about being tired. Now, this is not only just physical tired, this is emotional tired, spiritual tired, just, drained, literally drained of all strength, emotions, the get up and even want to go. But we're going to see today that even a king as strong and as chosen by God to have his son's lineage come out of his lineage, we are going to see this morning where David himself experienced the exact same emotional, spiritual, physical drain on himself that many of us experience from time to time in our own daily lives. It's also going to show us that we as children of God are not immune from the attacks of the world, the attacks from Satan, the attacks from everything that surrounds us and is involved in our daily lives. So stick with me here for just a little bit and let's see what David's words have when he reaches out to God for mercy, for strength, and for a refilling of what he once had. Our daily devotional today will come from Psalms chapter 31:10. And the title of our devotional today is Tired. Just literally, we just have no desire to do anything. I'm exhausted. My life is spent with sorrow, my years with sighing and sadness. And because of all these troubles, I have no more strength. My inner being is so weak and frail. Now think about this. David being a mighty king, the very young David who slew Goliath with 3 little stones. Here he is now, many, many years later, experiencing the favor of God, being put in such a wonderful position of being able to lead his people, and through many choices of his own, through many times of, I don't want to say he got the big head, but he did allow temptation to come in and ruin his life for a little bit. And so now he is feeling the effect of that. And he is crying out to God, acknowledging that because he has allowed this to happen, he now finds himself in a state of just literally being beaten down. All of his friends have left him. The consequences of adultering after another man's wife, to the point where he sends him off to war to be killed so that he can have her for himself. And there are other instances in which David himself turned away from God simply because he felt like he knew better. He strayed from the plan that God had for him. So now he finds himself in a state of a mental, spiritual, emotional, physical, just everything about him, folks, is just totally drained. So let's see how his situation can very much apply to us today when we think we know best. When we allow so much of the world, and I'm talking about other people's opinions of us, possibly taking on more than we should simply because we want to be liked, we want to be noticed. Many times in our lives we set our own selves up for failure. And when we do that, it sets us back. It puts us in those dark shadows of not having confidence, of not even remembering that even though we are in a very, very bad situation, God still loves us. Because if you remember from yesterday's devotional, we are saved. We are children of God, and He doesn't want to see us in that state. But when we find ourselves there, we should remember that all we have to do is call out to Him, such as David was doing here in this verse. Father, you do not shy away from the reality of my life or neglect the weariness that can erode my hope. You are not afraid of my big emotions, and you don't require me to get it all together before I come to you. You are the source where I find the refreshments that I need and I'm so desperate for. Sometimes I'm so tired, and sadness is a bad companion. God, you do not promise a pain-free existence, but you vow to comfort me and empower me. Where my strength is depleted, I invite your presence to cover me with your love. You will not fail to meet me with the power of your nearness. Your love is better than anything else I can taste or experience in this world. May your compassion be my comfort and my deepest delight. Merciful God, meet me in my weakness and empower me with your Spirit. You refresh me when I am completely depleted, so do it again, Lord. Just as David was crying out to God to bring him back to a relationship with Him, David knew that his strength came from God. David knew that by being in constant communication with God, following His plan, that his life could be filled with love and compassion and enjoyment. And I believe that we as children of God, we forget that many times. Now, I'm not saying that we are always responsible for our depression, for the anxiety that we may feel creeping up through our bodies, through our emotional states. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying, that when we allow so much of the world to crowd in on us, we tend to forget that there's one that can dispel the darkness. We forget that God's power has no limit. We just have to reach out to Him. We just need to talk to Him, share with Him what we are feeling. We need to cry out to God because He's standing there waiting to listen to us. We shouldn't be ashamed. We shouldn't feel like that we are a disappointment. God knows who we are. He knows what we are going through. But folks, He is so desperately standing there wanting to help us. But the choice is ours. The choice has always been ours to ask so that we can receive what it is that He is wanting to give to us. To ask for forgiveness. He wants to forgive. To ask for strength. He's waiting there to just pour it right into us. To ask for compassion. He's waiting not only to show compassion to us, but how we can also show compassion to others. To ask for love and acceptance. Folks, number one, we are already accepted by God the moment that we ask Him to come into our lives, to claim our lives. So that part's already taken care of. He already loves us and accepts us right where we're at. We don't have to be rich. We don't have to have done X number of good things. Just like we are. Dirt, filth, sin, He takes us. And once that is accomplished, once we have asked for His forgiveness, to come and take over our lives. He's just sitting there waiting to do that. He has a plan for us. He really does. And it does not include us constantly being bombarded by doubt, worry, disappointment. Now, are those things that are going to happen in our lives? Of course they are. He did not guarantee us that once we became a child of His that there would be no more pain. No, He just guarantees that He is there to help us to get through it. All we have to do is ask and cling to Him, allowing Him to keep us continually filled, to keep us continually wrapped in His arms of comfort so that we can get through whatever situation it is that we're facing. So when you are tired, when you are literally exhausted, and I'm not just talking physically and emotionally, I'm also talking spiritually, reach out, because God has everything that we need to not only take care of our physical body, our emotional state of mind, but our spiritual soul as well. There's no reason for us to be tired when God has the strength to carry us through. I do hope that you gain some comfort in knowing that He is always there with you. You are saved. You are a precious gem that belongs to God. Don't allow the world to tear you down. I hope that you have enjoyed today's devotional. Please think on that. Remember, God is always with you. You are never alone. All you have to do is talk to Him. So if you enjoyed today's devotional, please be sure to hit that little like button and leave me a comment. I so want to hear from you every day as we come together to learn how to pray through the darkness. How are these devotionals helping to remind you that, like I said, you are not alone? Because you know what? You belong to a wonderful, wonderful family, and that is the family of God. If you've made it this far and you've not subscribed to my channel, let me invite you to do so right now by clicking that subscribe button and then looking for the notification bell that has those cute little bugs on the side, because it'll let you know every time I upload content. So until tomorrow, remember that when the doubts, when darkness wants to just cram itself around you and encapsulate you, you are not alone. God is right there with you, and He loves you. Claim that. Grasp it and allow Him to give you peace. Until tomorrow, I love you guys. Bye.